Hey everyone, this is Charles Mitri from loungeboudoir.com, and in this episode of Boudoir Pose Breakdown, we're going to take a look at a pose that I call
Sun Goddess, Sun Goddess, Sun Goddess.
Alright, so let me minimize my screen here. And this is Sun Goddess. Sun Goddess originated out of a pose I call Icon, which is this pose right here. And I was thinking of sort of making a video about it as a variation of Icon, but the more I got into it, the more I looked at it, the more it began to take on an identity of its own. So I just gave it its own name and made it its own thing. Now, Sun Goddess works best when she's up on a settee or sofa, because you want to use this armrest here to prop her feet up. And what that does is it's going to create a V shape with her body, that right there. And that's a lot different than having her feet on the floor, which is going to elongate her. And that would sort of be a variation of Icon with her feet on the floor, but with her feet up like that, it really takes on a whole new look. So what is the pose saying? The impression I get from it is that she is on the beach and there is this exchange going on between her and the sun, the energy and rays of the sun beaming down onto her, and she's projecting her energy back up into the sky like that. And there's a bit of a metaphysical quality to it. I don't know what that's saying, but those are the impressions that I get from this pose. So that's why I called it Sun Goddess. Now, it's also a very buoyant pose. All the energy is directed up towards the sky here, upward. You know, her feet are elevated, her back is arched, elevating her chest, her face is in profile, so her chin is up. And this is a great way to think about it. Even her wrists are arched here, pointing upward. It's a great way to think about this pose because it gives your client, your subject, something to really focus on when they're holding the pose. Everything is sort of lifted upward. Now, the structure of the pose. Just have your subject place herself on a settee like this or a sofa. A settee works really nice because you have both of these armrests that serve as sort of a frame for the whole body. If she was on a sofa, this part here would be extended to the right a lot further, and there wouldn't sort of be that nice framing you get with a settee. So place her on the settee like this, feet propped up on the armrest, legs staggered. She's up on her elbows here, head in profile. Arch the back, pop the wrists there with a little arch, that's nice. Point the toes. And I like the eyes closed. With eyes open, I think it looks weird, and her energy is sort of outward. She's looking at something. With her eyes closed like this, I get the sense that she's in her head. She's in her own world. And I like the tone of it better. So I prefer eyes closed. Now, keys to Sun Goddess are legs staggered, arching the back. Like I mentioned before, nice little arch of the wrists here. Close the eyes, head back, face in profile. You want her face against a clean background, so you get this nice line here. You can see that line. And also, because her legs are staggered like this, you get all these triangles. I mean, triangles everywhere. This pose is full of triangles. Now you also get this nice curve of her neck and curve of her back. And curves along with triangles really flatters the female form. And the more you have them in your poses, the more impactful they're going to be. And this pose certainly has its share of triangles, more so than any other pose I think I've ever seen. To really get the full effect of Sun Goddess, you want to have your subject's skin tone contrast with the color of the settee or sofa that you're posing her on. That way, you know, she'll really pop in the image and her form will really be showcased there. Now this can be shot in a onesie or a two-piece bra and bottom set. If your client is a little self-conscious or wants to de-emphasize her midsection, put her in a onesie. However, you want it form-fitting so that you still try and retain this space here at her back, between her back and her arms, as much as possible. And that is it. That is Sun Goddess. So if you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And or subscribe. And check out my article. I wrote an article on this same topic if you prefer to read instead of watching these videos. And I will see you at a future point in the YouTube universe.